Michigan State used to matter in the Big Ten, and now they're overshadowed by teams like Michigan and Ohio State. They just finished one of their worst seasons in years, so I'm giving myself 5 seasons to bring them back into the national conversation. Under no circumstance can I recruit a single high school player. I can also only play in 4 user games every season. And if we don't win a national championship, this rebuild is a failure. Compared to the rest of the Big Ten, we don't have super elite talent on this roster. We have a decent quarterback, he's pretty mobile, but the big guy on offense is going to be running back Bo Jackson. So we're 5-0. But I haven't played a single snap yet. It looks like Notre Dame is just having a really bad year. One of our closest games came against Illinois in the Big Ten. They're 1-4 and almost beat us. That's what's got me really worried for this stretch of games down here. And also why I want to see how good this team really is in game against a team like UCLA who's 5-2. It's showing they're an 81 overall, but despite that, they have one of the best quarterbacks in the game right now. This is where the rebuilding really starts. We're down by 7 right now with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and we're missing 4 key starters on the offense, or actually 3 key starters and 1 on defense. One of the players that we're missing is running back Bo Jackson, as well as our starting center and guard. And as it stands right now, I have 2 semi-healthy running backs and a fullback. Max Williams with the catch. Actually, that's Mason Williams, my bad. Max Williams is in the NFL. There was just another injury to the offensive line, so we are now really thin. Need this catched, and McCray's got it, but he's going to put the ball on the ground. This is a fumble and brought down at the 37. UCLA has possession now. At the 42 now, we have a legitimate shot to tie this game up. We just got to get out of bounds. Don't want to use that last time out. Just wasting time there with that catch. Would have been better just throwing it out of bounds. Now we're going to try to look for Mason Williams again, but it's going to be intercepted. Just a boneheaded read. UCLA just humbled us. We've got Washington, Northwestern, and Nebraska. 3 straight before Michigan. If I sim all of those, that would let me hop into the last 3 games of the season, which I think is for the best. Because if we handle business, Michigan becomes a massive game. But if we stumble, it just becomes a season saver. Bo Jackson and both starting offensive linemen are ready to go against this team. If we lose to a 73 overall Northwestern, this team might be the most fraudulent 90 overall team. That's why I haven't even mentioned it. I don't think they're actually a 90 overall. 6-3, unranked. We've taken some hits this year, but this is still Michigan State versus Michigan, and we've got 3 games left to define this season. On 1st down and 10, all 3 timeouts, I don't see a reason to abandon the run right now with Bo Jackson, but they blow it up that time. At this point of the game, I could consider going for 2 if I get the touchdown. On 3rd and goal, Bo Jackson's not gonna get it. 3 straight runs, not able to do it. And now we're gonna go to the air with Aiden Childs. From the 1, Michigan gives up the touchdown, and now we have a choice to make. I don't think overtime would be fun against Michigan. With 7 seconds left, we're going to go for 2. Aiden Childs to the air once more, to his tight end. This one's going to be in and out of the hands of Canyon. No way, that got deflected right to him and he drops it. Are you serious? Look at this. It's in his hands. What do you mean, brother? What do you mean? Oh. Right now, Wisconsin has the ball, down by a single point, but it is 3rd and 6. Likely 4-down territory for them. Quarterback running out to his right, and there's that little glitch where they just run out of bounds. Love to see it. The quarterback just ran out of bounds on 3rd down, so it's 4th and 7. Wisconsin's game is on the line, and this one is broken up. Michigan State will hold on. That's how you respond after losing to Michigan, and now we're going to go into Oregon with some momentum, and possibly nothing else to lose. The Ducks have a 97 overall roster, and it shows pretty well, I'd say. They have a ton of players in the 90s and high 80s. Today's senior day for the Spartans. Not sure what the future holds for us at quarterback because our starter is a senior, and he's gotten us to a 7-4 record. We could improve to 8-4 with a win over the number 13 Oregon Ducks here today. Let's see if we can get the job done. All of a sudden, the season is really on the line here. We have got to pick up the first down. It's 4th and 10. Aiden Childs has a man open. He just has to get it to him. It's Mason Williams. 1st and goal at the 5. We've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. We've got to score quickly now. Gonna get his man open in the middle of the field. That is 6. Defense, we need this stop. It's 3rd and 6. Can we get off the field? There's a sack. Jalen Thompson picks up his 2nd. I'm not sure where Bo Jackson is. Haven't seen him so far here in the 4th quarter because that is the only time I hop into these games is in the 4th quarter. 4th and 2. Game on the line here. Aiden Childs to the air. And he's got a man open. Mason Williams can't hang on. That was a tough catch to make. So the Oregon Ducks will finish this game, but it was closer than expected. We're not there yet, but we're getting closer. Year 1 showed me exactly what we need. We need a lot more depth. That's what I'm feeling after this season. But we showed improvement. We added 3 more wins than we were able to get last season. Overall, I'm fairly happy with the way this season went. And I think we have some good building blocks for year 2. So no conference championship this time around for Michigan State, but in-state rivals Michigan and Oregon will face off. And suddenly I'm not feeling so bad about losing to UCLA and Washington. They finished in the top 5. The one that does kind of hurt is this game against Nebraska. We could have swapped places with them. When players like Bo Jackson went down as well as the offensive line, we could not do much of anything. We're not really too deep at any position right now. So I think I'm going to have to switch up my approach to the offseason this time and go after more quantity over quality. It looks like Michigan was able to go to the national championship where they met Alabama and lost. 31-28 is your score. So we do get good news. We have a new offensive coordinator who's really good, has the talent developer archetype. This team is set up pretty well in the coaching room. We just have to build a roster now around them. There's a few other players down here that I really hope could get drafted. I doubt 85s do. I definitely feel like these 2 should go at least, but they didn't have, crazy seasons or anything. No surprises in the draft. Nick Marsh goes in the 3rd. I've narrowed down the board. We're in a recruiting battle with LSU, and I just took the lead because of a week 3 visit. It was the only way I could prevent him from committing to them here in week 4. Even with 900 hours, this was still really hard to narrow down and figure out what players I wanted to get. I probably should put 50 on more people, but I'm trying to spread out these points and hopefully sign as many backups as I can. Because when you look at our secondary, we only have 5 players, no strong safeties, and at linebacker, we only have 3. And now it's time to see if we're going to be signing a top 5 transfer portal quarterback. CJ Carr does commit to Michigan State. That is huge for the rest of this rebuild. In terms of the best classes, I didn't think we would make it into the top 10, but we actually finished with the number 7th best transfer portal class. Going into season 2, it looks like we're only going to have 190 overall player. Our number 1 wide receiver is going to be Cade Wolford. He's now an 88 overall. So EA has just blessed us, boys. We were actually able to bring in a couple more wide receivers. Not only do we have Jaden Porter, but we also have brought in Malik Clark and Jakaden Ferguson. I'm feeling a lot better about this roster now that we have a few more receivers. We're a 97 overall. We have a better quarterback than we did last year. And our secondary actually took a pretty decent jump. We now have a quarterback that has 99 speed and 99 SL. I could see us getting 8 wins this year. We're going to get a rematch against Michigan at home this time. And they just lost in the national championship, so they're going for a revenge tour this season. And if you remember, I barely lost last year. I went for 2. Probably shouldn't have, but I felt like it was the right call in that situation. I'll be skipping all 3 non-conference games. I think I want to play against Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State, and I'm not really sure about that 4th game just yet. I decided that I'm going to start the season by hopping into this game against Notre Dame. It's a revenge game for CJ Carr, and I want to start the season 3-0 going into the Big Ten. Before we get into the game, I wanted to just go ahead and ask if you could hit the like button if you have not already. It really helps out the channel. We're getting close to 200 subscribers, and I want to hit 500 before summer hits. It's time for our defense to step up here. They're the strong suit of this team, so we're really counting on them right now. We're going to force them to pass here, crowding the line. They're going to run an option to the left, and it's going to get a first down. That hurts. Across the 50 now, finally brought down at the 40. It's going to be a bit of a difficult kick here. Maybe we can get a block. We need one. This kick is going to be up and good for Notre Dame, man. This might be out of reach. CJ Carr's feeling a little deflated right now. We got to get going. Let's get a first down on the ground with him. Taking a big hit, though. Not what you want your quarterback doing. For this first down play, we're going to look to take a shot down the field, one-on-one with Boyd. It's going to be intercepted. Didn't get a hand on it. Unfortunately, no revenge for CJ Carr this time. And Notre Dame will win the rivalry on our own home turf. That stings even worse. We were able to handle Rutgers, but now we face Washington. They're an 85 overall. This feels like a trap game, but I don't want to use one of my last 3 games that I can hop into on Washington. Evan Boyd just had a career day against Northwestern, 256 yards through the air and 3 scores. Able to bounce back in our next 3 games, scoring over 100 points and only allowing 21. We go into our game against Ohio State at their stadium. They're 5-1 just like us, but they're ranked number 13, so if we get this win, I think we're going to be knocking on the doors of the top 25. Ohio State's got a pretty good roster. They're missing their best player, though. They have Quincy Porter. I'm familiar with him. I like him a lot. I am not looking forward to facing him. They have a ton of speed on this team. It's been another back and forth game here against Ohio State. I just tried to put in Bo Jackson, and I can't find him. I think he might be hurt. So Brandon Collier is going to be getting the carry on 3rd down and 5. I wanted to throw it, but that was all boxed up. So now on 3rd and 22, what do? Try to get a little bit closer, take a shot for the first down. I kind of want to get a little bit closer for the field goal, and it looks like we're going to get a little bit more with Jaden Porter, and probably shouldn't have went out of bounds there, but I wanted the first down. We were so close. I'm going to trust the defense. This kick is up and through. There's a flag down on Ohio State, I'm sure. Running into the kicker, Ohio State has just lost this game. I cannot believe it just ended like that on a roughing the kicker call. CJ Carr is going to knock off number 13 Ohio State, and that should help us get some ranked votes, I would assume. Able to get the job done with no Bo Jackson. Cam Williams, 94 yards. He's slowly becoming one of my favorite players in this game. I think Bo Jackson was getting close to having his best season yet before he got hurt. We just handled Wisconsin, and now we go into this game against Indiana. We're sitting at 7-1, and we're the number 16 team in the nation. Michigan having a bit of a rough season. I think their schedule is probably harder than us. They're still ranked number 22 though. They don't have us in the playoff bracket right now, but I'm sure with a few more wins we could definitely see ourselves in there. Especially if we keep up the way we're playing. I had a feeling this was going to be a trap game. Indiana defeats Michigan State 36-22 at home. Both of our losses this season have been at home, man. Come on. That has me worried for this Michigan game, even though they just lost another one. Thankfully, it looks like Penn State lost one as well. I knew this game was going to be really important, and this season was going to come down to the wire. We have a better team than them on paper, but I'm sure this is going to be a really good game. I'm going to jump all the way into the 4th quarter and see where we're at. Hopefully, CJ Carr can get us a nice lead to play with when I jump in. A win here today would notch a pretty good start to CJ Carr's career for Michigan State. That would give him wins over teams like Ohio State, Michigan. Unable to beat his former team, though, and Indiana. I'm not sure who their quarterback is. I should have checked. Here he's going to find a man open inside the 10. That is quarterback Bryce Underwood. Just a minute to go here. The Wolverine's going to go to the air and throw it right to Petty John. And with only one timeout, this game is over. Michigan falls. We get our revenge from last season. Probably could have had the chance to win 2, but I got greedy and went for 2. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because we were able to get it here this season. with CJ Carr getting the MVP. He had a 4-touchdown day. I know they're having a down year, but when you have a 93 overall quarterback completing less than 50% of his passes and throwing 2 interceptions, it still feels pretty good to get the win. So just as I hoped and predicted, we got 9 wins. We just handled Purdue 58-7, and now we face number 11 Penn State, who is also 9-2. It just gets kind of worse for us. We are going to be missing our star edge rusher in Zena Omeozulu, and Brock Riker, our starting left guard, is also going to be out this game, or for the rest of the season for that matter. Hopefully that doesn't hurt us too bad going into this game. There's huge conference and playoff stakes at hand. We have all 3 timeouts and 2 plays to get the touchdown. On this play, we take it to the air, and it's caught! That one was risky, but able to sneak it in between the receiver and the tight end. We tie the game. This is 4 down territory for sure. 3rd and 11 here. Grunkmeyer to the air. Oh, I let him wide open there. And now they will bring out the special teams. This is going to be a hard one to hit. No, actually, it's not at all. They have a really good kicker. I forgot. He's 91 overall. That leaves me with 16 seconds and 3 timeouts. We used 4 seconds on first down. We only have 12 left. Let's try to get something underneath and quickly call a timeout. It's 1st down and 10. We're going to get sacked. And that one's on me, man. I thought that was an actual shot play, and it wasn't. It was an RPO, so that just got completely busted. So we have one final shot play here. 1-on-1 down there on the left side, and it's not going to happen. Penn State will top Michigan State by 2 points. I can't believe I just lost a game where our defense didn't even allow a single touchdown. And UCLA does win their final game. They improve to 10-2 and will most likely be in the conference championship. And it will be UCLA and Oregon in the Big Ten championship. Florida and Oklahoma will play for the SEC, and Duke and Clemson will play for the ACC. It looks like we're just on the outside looking in at the playoffs, man. We are right there. So we made improvement from year 1 to year 2, which is good. But next season, I think that's when we're really going to start to turn things around. And I think we should expect to see ourselves here in this bracket next time. And it looks like we will get to play in a bowl game this year and have a chance to eclipse 10 wins on the season. We'll be facing the Alabama Crimson Tide. They finished 8-4, and they have a really good roster just like us. I'm expecting a close game, but hopefully we can come out on top. So far it has been a close game, but we're going to need a 2-point conversion if we want to tie it up. And Collier, it looks like he is really banged up right now. But CJ Carr has us at the 5-yard line. We're spreading them out here, 5 wide. And taking it to the air over the middle to Mason Williams. He's going to get the score. And now we got to go for 2. We're down to our 4th string running back right now. He's going to be in for this 2-point play, as well as our backup tight end, Kortovich. It looks like he's my favorite target here. But we're just going to take a quick slant to Porter. And now the clock is winding. They're at the 39, have potentially gotten close enough for a field goal. Wow, he got open on that play. We ran man coverage, and he just burned them. That's hail. I don't even know what to say about that, man. We had 2 guys over there. It was just a great throw and catch. That's really all you can say. 3rd and 6, 12 seconds left at the 29-yard line. It's not looking good for us. We're going to try to do a screen pass here and get some blockers out in front for Cam Williams. He'll get the 1st down. And now we have 2 opportunities. And those opportunities are actually non-existent. I throw an interception. CJ Carr doesn't even stop the touchdown. Our Crimson Tide did really good in the 4th quarter, man. It was 14-14 going in, and then as they just outplayed me. I don't know what else to say. Their coverage was good. Their receivers ran good routes. That is a pretty deflating way to end the season, but we did show improvement, able to take down our in-state rivals Michigan, and of course we beat Ohio State, who was ranked at the time. Our only losses came to 12-0 Notre Dame. They had a terrific season. Penn State finished 10-2, but we definitely have got a few things to work on if we want to go to the championship next season. And the winner of the national championship in 2027 is Duke. It's time to go and see what players might be transferring. I don't think it'll be many, but the thing is we might have a few players that declare for the NFL draft, and that could hurt us in our future plans. Oh no, we didn't meet Brian Robinson's deal breaker. Oh, come on. And he is gone. We're going to lose Brian Robinson. I was only able to convince one player. It's Braylon Collier. And honestly, I would have loved for him to just be drafted and Cam Williams to stay as our second running back, but unfortunately he is going to leave. Mason Williams sneaks into the draft in the 7th round as an 86 overall tight end. He actually surprised me. I think I've set myself up pretty well for this upcoming season, especially in terms of the offensive line. So going into this transfer portal, I'm going to be looking for a star edge rusher, maybe a DT, and a few secondary players as well, and hopefully a couple of receivers. For the first time, I filled up the board with 10 plus 4 stars, put on 50 points on majority of them, if not all of them, and then I've got a bunch of 3 stars as well that have some points on them, 50 and 25, and I'll update you guys in week 4. Vinny Octavian, the new wide receiver. I believe he's a freshman. Not a bad day in the portal. We did lose a few players like Quan Stamer, the freshman QB, but obviously we have CJ Carr for this season, so not a big loss. And I did actually find a kicker and punter to replace our seniors, but that will give us the #1 recruiting class. I'm not surprised. It doesn't take too much to do it. 18 3 stars, 4 4 stars gets it done for us. That was the most of anyone. Gonna see if there's any surprise dev traits. If not, I'll probably just cut straight to the position changes. And immediately, we get to see a freshman with elite dev. Oh my gosh. Okay, that didn't take long at all. Just a couple players later, Vinny Octavian, the wide receiver, has elite dev. He is also a freshman. How about another receiver with the elite dev? And that is extremely lucky considering we did not get a single one up to this point. I had a feeling this was going to be a turning point season. We had some really big jumps on defense, like a cornerback, and our new elite dev edge rusher, Tucker Cole. He is a freshman, 88 overall. Our defensive line is going to be extremely solid this season. I'm not surprised the game has us listed as a 99 overall. We just have to prove it on the field now. I know Duke just went to a national championship and they're a top 5 team, but I would say we have a pretty easy first 3 games, depending on how well Duke has recruited. This stretch of games right here is pretty worrisome though. Thankfully 2 of them are going to be at home. We'll probably face Penn State, USC, and Oregon. And then after that, it looks like we have a pretty slam dunk schedule, and we'll play Michigan. As expected, both the Spartans and Penn State have started 3-0 and are going to face off here in probably the game of the week again. Last season, we ended our year with a loss to Penn State in brutal fashion. They didn't score a single touchdown. We went into our bowl game against Alabama and got smoked, just completely deflated after losing to Penn State. And now we're at home with a chance to redeem ourselves. Score is still the same entering the 4th quarter. But the Spartans are in the red zone, handing off to Bo Jackson, not getting anything there. He looks like he's a bit banged up right now, so let's bring in another guy. Collier will sub in on the next play. For now, we're going to go to the air to Wolford. He's going to speed away from the cornerback and get the touchdown. 3rd down and 10. Would like to keep the chains moving, but we're going to have to get a first down. And CJ Carr scrambling, trying to buy some time. He does get away from the pressure. Just going to keep this one on the ground with him. That should be a first down. Carr definitely showing that he has some wheels. Here's Anais Williams looking to do the same. And just like that, we start the season 4-0 with a bang. Bo Jackson had a solid day, 4.9. And CJ Carr, 48 yards and a touchdown. We're now number 7 in the nation going into this matchup against USC, who is still undefeated. They have a 94 offense, so this might be a bit interesting. They're going to be looking for a stop here. It's 3rd and inches. That is the closest I've ever seen. That should have been a first down. Now Bo Jackson will get it, and we'll use a timeout. I think we need to rely on Bo Jackson for this play. Gonna get him out in space with the screen pass. He's got a lot of speed on the edge. First and goal, Bo Jackson. Not trying to get the touchdown, but he's just so powerful. They're gonna get one, maybe two more shots here, depending on how long it takes. This one will get to the end zone, and it is deflected and not caught. That's on the ground. We barely hang on against USC, but that's a quality win over a top 25 opponent. It doesn't get any easier this week. The number 6 team and the number 7 team will face off here in week 6, both undefeated and fighting for the number 1 spot in the Big Ten. I'm not gonna lie, that motorcycle sounds pretty sick. And the Ducks have really nice uniforms, man. I love getting to see all the different teams' intros and stuff. I think that's a really nice touch to this game. We need more life like that in this for sure. And you know what else could use some more life? This Oregon offense. It is 41-16. Our defense has been playing extremely well. It's 3rd and 13 now. They're going to go to the air 5 wide all the time in the world. Just going to scramble it, and I missed the tackle. That first down would not matter. This game is over, obviously, and we got the ball back. We win 41-16 over a top 10 team. And with 3 back-to-back wins in user games, I think we've set the stage really well for the rest of the season. I only have 1 game left, and that'll be for Michigan. So now it is time to start simming to that game. They're 6-0 just like us. As expected, we handled business the next 3 games as well, but now we've got this Minnesota game. They're 3-5. They started out 3-0 and have lost 5 games in a row. So this feels like a trap game heading into the Michigan game where they are 8-1 now. Thankfully, there were no surprises, and we have our first 10-win season heading into our matchup against Michigan, who is 9-1. So far, the battle for the Paul Bunyan Trophy has been split. 1 going to Michigan, 1 going to us, and now this will be for a tiebreaker. Right now, CJ Carr has 126 pass yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. That's why I want to change playbooks, but we're winning games. I just don't know what the move is. We're going to hand this one off ahead of the 2-minute warning and head up the middle with Williams. He's powerful. From the 32, we're in the eye, going out right with Collier. He's got a lot of speed and green in front of him. He's going to go into the end zone untouched and take the lead back for the Spartans. Another run on the last play. It's 3rd and 7 now. The clock is winding. To the air, finally, Baker, and broken up. Now, 4th and 7 from the 16. They don't have to get 6 here, but that would be nice. And I'm gonna break it up, actually. Oh my gosh, I thought I let him get it. Somehow able to knock it free at the last second was Pettyjohn, and we hang on against Michigan. Back-to-back wins for the Spartans over in-state rivals. We keep the Paul Bunyan Trophy, and with just 1 game remaining, we could have a perfect season. Michigan State's single-season passing touchdowns record has been set by CJ Carr now, and that's with only 28, and we should have at least 2 more games, I would think. And we will play in the Big Ten Championship for the first time in this rebuild against the Indiana Hoosiers. They also finished with a perfect 12-0 season, so someone is going to walk out of this game with their first loss on the season. Just like us, they were one of the teams that was able to beat Oregon, and then they went back-to-back weeks scoring 40 points and only allowing 20. Both teams are going into this game with a lot of momentum. It looks like they have a solid team as well. They have an extremely good left guard. 96 overall right now. 99 strength. Man, that's crazy. And their top edge rusher is out, as well as one of their top defensive tackles. Going into this game, we're only missing our backup left guard, but they're going in pretty banged up. But enough menu talk. Let's get into this game. And there is the Big Ten Trophy. I thought we might have had a shot last season, but of course we had the heartbreaking loss to Penn State. Able to reach it here in the 3rd season. I think we've definitely hit that turning point. A perfect 12-0 regular season has led us to the Big Ten Championship, where we're going to face the Indiana Hoosiers, who I think has beaten us more times than we have beaten them in this rebuild so far. By the time I got to the fourth quarter, it was already 49-16. We just kicked another field goal, and on this play, they're going to get a big play on the ground with their quarterback. Going to have to chase them down. Got them all the way inside the 15 all of a sudden. That was probably their biggest play all game. Only 16 points so far. And now they're going to do it again. They should have been doing this all day. Back-to-back runs with their quarterback, and they get a touchdown. Would you believe me if I told you the backups were in on defense? Please believe me. On this first down play, we'll hand off to Bo Jackson. I really wanted to show more of this game, but when it's a blowout, there's really not much to show. And as you can see, Bo Jackson is just having his way right now. The Michigan State Spartans will secure the Big Ten championship over the Indiana Hoosiers. They just had no kind of backbone the entire game. And we move on to the playoffs. Got to get ready. CJ Carr looked a lot better in this game. I'm not sure what happened compared to the last few games where he could barely get 200 yards. Yeah, CJ Carr had an absolute field day today. I have no idea what happened. He flipped a switch, it feels like. 25 of 27, 364 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Postseason CJ Carr is a complete different breed from regular season CJ Carr. And that's the kind of momentum you want to have going into the playoffs. Winning your conference championship for the first time in over 10 seasons, with your quarterback having his best game in his entire career. And Bo Jackson has solidified himself in the Michigan State record books in his senior season with 46 rushing touchdowns. He has a chance to get 50. He only needs 4 more, dude. We're currently set to get a bye, and it appears Colorado will be facing Georgia. So I think we'll be facing Georgia in the Rose Bowl. And depending how the next 2 games go, there's a chance we get a rematch against Michigan. Quarterback Drake Lindsay will take home the Heisman in 2028 for Ole Miss. 4,700 yards, 45 touchdowns, pretty solid. The Doak Walker Award winner goes to running back Bo Jackson. 215 carries. Man, he ran the ball a lot. He had 9 games over 100 yards. Malik Clark finishes the season as our number 1 wide receiver. 75 receptions, 1,110 yards, and 11 touchdowns. But now we're going to get to see who we'll be facing in the playoffs. It will be Georgia in the Rose Bowl as expected. They handled Colorado. Indiana had to play in the first round. They beat Louisiana Tech and now face Clemson. This team just scored 49 points in the playoffs, so that's not very reassuring for me. They have tight end Ethan Barber. Would have liked to have used him in my last rebuild more. To my surprise, they have made it this far without a 90 overall quarterback. They have Greg Vick. 96 throw power, pretty solid, and he's a little bit mobile. Their starting running back, Daryl Aguilar, is going to be out. As long as our secondary can hold up, I think we have a chance to win this one with ease. And honestly, this offensive line isn't up to Georgia standard that I'm used to. I expect to see like 85 pluses across the board. Let's be real. CJ Carr having another 350 plus yard passing game with only 2 incompletions is just very unlikely, but you never know, especially in the playoffs. He has done really well the last 2 games. There's just something about CJ Carr in the postseason, man. 2nd down and 13 after the loss of 3. Quick pressure coming in. Gonna have to roll out and find a wide open target. Clark, please run. Oh, that could have been 6 if I looked at him earlier. 3rd and 4 now. I think Porter can get wide open here, especially with that motion. It looks like he wasn't the one to do it, but Clark is in the end zone with 6 on the board. And Michigan State's perfect season will continue, 14-0 after a victory over the Bulldogs in the Rose Bowl. 31-13, absolutely crazy score against an SEC opponent, but to be fair, their quarterback was underprepared in this one, didn't have the best offensive line, 81% completion percentage, as well as 3 touchdowns, no picks. When you're playing like this, you're going to win a championship. It also helps to have the best running back in the nation, not going to lie. Winning the Rose Bowl in just year 3 tells me that we're definitely ahead of schedule right now. If we were to lose next game, I'm still very impressed with this team. Playing for the national championship will be Michigan State and the Texas Longhorns. Auburn got shut down in the Sugar Bowl, and that means Texas will face off against us in the Fiesta Bowl. The winner of that game will face either Alabama or Indiana. What do you guys want? A rematch against Alabama, or to play the team that we just demolished in our conference championship? Their quarterback is Keelan Russell, and he's listed as a 99 overall with his boosts. Very fast, very agile, 98 throw power on him as well. He's got 2 really good wide receivers, both named Dalen, just spelled a little bit differently. Dalen McCutcheon and Dalen Singleton, both 90 overalls. It looks like postseason CJ Carr got left on the bus today. He's only had 76 yards passing and 1 interception. It'd be nice to keep this drive going with a first down here. Gonna try to get it to our tight end. He is wide open. Kortovich has the speed. He gets us to the 3. Bo Jackson right now is a bit shaken up, has a bit of a ankle injury going on. He's on the field for this play. I subbed him out just now, though. He's going to get the touchdown untouched, though. That's really fortunate. Don't want him getting injured on a touchdown play. And now the pressure goes back to the Longhorns. 3rd down and 3. We're sending pressure. Gotta send the blitz, getting him off balance, but he speeds past the cornerback, and that's 6. So Texas will flip the script on us and put the pressure back on our offense. From this spot, I wouldn't consider it 4-down territory, but it's 3rd and 4. Can we convert? We have a man that's open. He can hang on to it. Walford does. Great hands by the receiver there. Now we hand it off to Collier, who jukes a man, getting a nice run. Now we're in field goal range. I'm counting on the offensive line to maul them up front. Should have put the power back in, but it's Collier, the speed back, getting the first down and maybe putting Texas on ice. I did everything I could to make this kick as easy as possible. When I tell you my hands are freaking sweating right now, please believe me. This is the biggest kick in this series on my channel, probably, for the national championship. Ronnie Cheeseman's kick is up and through. The Longhorns have been eliminated, and Michigan State will advance to the national championship. Big Ronald Cheeseman with the biggest kick of his life. So we're still able to get it done with regular season CJ Carr. 110 yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick. Thankfully, Braylon Collier and Bo Jackson able to carry the load for them. 15-0 feels really sweet. We add the Fiesta Bowl to the trophy case now. In the national championship, we will get a rematch versus Alabama. We got to face them in the Music City Bowl. Arch Manning absolutely dominated us. I probably showed you 1 or 2 plays from that, but Alabama and Michigan State will play for a national championship. Looks like there was 2 really good games here in the semifinals. Indiana barely losing, 30-31. I definitely would have liked to have played them. I think that would have been easier. D. Moncrief had me seeing glimpses of the past, and Dante Moncrief at Ole Miss, one of my favorite players of all time. Absolute legend for Ole Miss. I'm pretty sure he's on their coaching staff now too, which is cool. But anyways, Alabama is going to be led by quarterback Michael Van Buren, no longer Arch Manning calling the shots. You can definitely tell that both of these teams have improved from last season when they faced off in the Music City Bowl. Their defense will be led by Deshaun Moncrief, the Mike linebacker, and Bryce Fitzgerald in the secondary at safety. He has 95 speed. I honestly believe this is really important because I'm not sure if we'll have the manpower to come back here next season. But we do have 5 total to get it done, so even if we can't next season, we can use it as a building block for the final season. But how good would it feel to win it here in year 3? Looks like we're going to have a really rainy national championship. That's just absolutely wonderful. And also, why does Alabama only have 2 uniform options? At least for me. I don't know if that's a bug or something, but they only had home and away uniforms. These Michigan State uniforms right here are my favorite by far. I wanted to use these in the national championship for sure. But number 8 Alabama finishing 12-4, facing off against 15-0 Michigan State. It looks like we're in line for a really fun national championship. Why is there people shirtless in this freaking weather? It's 54 degrees. Alabama has been struggling so bad in this one. It is 21-0 by the time I'm able to hop into this game, and as you can see, the rain is making it very, very hard to do anything, especially for Alabama right now. Michael Van Buren has 3 interceptions, and he's barely completed any passes. And now 4th and 6, 5.5 minutes left in the game. What does Van Buren have left in his pocket? Looking over the middle, he's got this one. And brought down at the 21. 1st and goal now at the 5. Crimson Tide knocking on the door, and they're going to get an easy touchdown. We just lost one of our anchors in the middle to an injury. So that touchdown got a lot easier for them. And there he is, Kevin Wynn, bruised shoulder. He'll be back. 3 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the national championship. We're in the heavy set following Bo Jackson, who is really badly hurt right now. If you can believe it, CJ Carr has only thrown the ball 7 times. He's completed 5 of them. And that'll make it 6 to Andrew Olesh. And now we're going to have to snap the ball before the 2-minute warning for this 3rd down and goal play. Faking it to our back. Olesh is open. Carr finds him. And the Crimson Tide give up another touchdown. This one looks like it's over. I'm not joking when I say their very next play on offense was an interception. So CJ Carr is going to take a knee, and in his junior season, he will bring home a national championship under the lights in the rain for the Michigan State Spartans. I would definitely say we did that on the back of Bo Jackson. Even though CJ Carr did have a really good postseason, he only threw the ball like 8 times in this game. Sucked that it had to be a slugfest like this, but we were still able to put up a bunch of points on the board. This team was actually really dang good. They threw the ball 30 times, we threw it 10. 68 yards and 2 touchdowns for CJ Carr. Your national championship MVP goes to Bo Jackson. Who could have guessed it? 101 yards with a touchdown on just 18 carries. And there it is. The national championship trophy gets added to the Spartans trophy case. I did not expect to make that deep of a run into the playoffs, but when you have a running back like Bo Jackson doing what he did in the regular season, carrying that on into the playoffs, and then your quarterback starts playing the best football he has his entire career, you can expect to win a few playoff games. And then of course we do get to the national championship. We meet a team that just had beaten us the season before in a bowl game, and we shut them out pretty much. I guess that marks another successful rebuild in the books. Now Mississippi State, Charlotte, and Michigan State all have claimed national championships through me. All that's left to do now is go see how many players get drafted. And here is your Michigan State draft class. Bo Jackson does go in the 1st round. Couldn't have it any other way, I don't think. And then we do get Braylon Collier in the 2nd round. Malik Clark did declare as expected. He'll go in the 2nd. You get a cornerback in the 2nd round. He was really fast, man. All these abilities. Knew he would get drafted pretty high. For a few 3rd round picks. Jordan Thomas ends up going. And even Riley Pettyjohn. That was really nice for him. And how about Daniel Calhoun, an 85 overall guard got drafted. That is the lowest overall I've ever seen get drafted in this game. That's actually nice to know that it can happen. So if we were going another season, we would at least have CJ Carr. He stuck around for his final season, it looks like. He finishes this year with 38 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Bo Jackson, of course, with 263 carries, 1,800 yards, and 25 rushing touchdowns. 31 20-plus yard runs is insane. But that is another rebuild in the books. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. And if you have any teams you want me to rebuild in the future, let me know down in a comment potentially. Also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I want to hit 500 before we get to summertime. That would be awesome if you did. Alright, y'all take care now. Peace.